You can't cheat the body. You can try for a while, but the truth always shows up. You can cover fatigue with caffeine, stress with sugar, or insecurity with aesthetics, but the body never forgets. It's the most honest system in existence, a mirror that reflects your habits back at you with absolute precision. Every shortcut, every indulgence, every act of neglect leaves a trace, and over time those traces form who you are. The body doesn't care about your excuses or your intentions. It only responds to what you repeatedly do. We live in an age of illusions. We think we can buy energy in a bottle, health in a pill, or confidence from a mirror. But Mother Nature doesn't negotiate. She operates on timeless laws. Movement strengthens, stillness heals, rest restores, nourishment builds. Ignore them, and she patiently waits until the debt comes due. It may take years, even decades, but one day you'll wake up and realize she was keeping score all along. The back pain, the anxiety, the constant tiredness, they're not punishments, they're messages. They're the body's way of whispering, "You've been living against me." The body is the most advanced feedback system ever designed. When you eat real food, it rewards you with clarity. When you move, it returns vitality. When you rest, it repairs. And when you overwork, overthink, or overconsume, it quietly reminds you that every excess has a cost. Most people ignore those signals. They suppress symptoms instead of addressing causes. A headache is met with a pill, fatigue with caffeine, sleeplessness with screens. But the body doesn't stop communicating just because you stop listening. It raises its voice until you pay attention. We often think discipline is something we impose on ourselves, but true discipline is just listening to nature. The body doesn't want to be abused. It wants balance. It wants sunlight, hydration, movement, and peace. It doesn't need extremes, not starvation or indulgence, not 12-hour workouts or endless sitting. It just wants alignment. You don't have to fight your body. You have to cooperate with it. You have to treat it like a trusted friend rather than a slave to your ambitions. There's a strange arrogance in modern life, the belief that technology, productivity hacks, or biohacking can outsmart evolution. We forget that this body has been refined by billions of years of survival. It knows what to do if you get out of its way. When you rest, it heals. When you breathe deeply, it resets. When you eat simple, real food, it knows how to extract exactly what's needed. But when you feed it confusion, artificial inputs, constant noise, endless stress, it breaks down, not because it's weak, but because it's overwhelmed. You can't look healthy on the outside if you're falling apart on the inside. You can't build a powerful mind on a neglected body. The mind lives in the body. It's not separate from it. Your thoughts are chemicals. Your moods are biological states. When your body is tired, your mind will distort reality. When your body is inflamed, your emotions will burn hotter. And when your body is nourished, your thoughts become clearer, calmer, more grounded. The body is the foundation for everything else you want: focus, joy, creativity, even love. Most of our suffering comes from ignoring simple truths. You don't need to count every calorie, track every metric, or chase the latest trend. You just need to reconnect with what's real. Eat what your great-grandparents would recognize as food. Sleep when you're tired. Move every day, even if it's just walking under the sky. Spend time in silence. Touch the earth. These aren't luxuries. They're the original human conditions. Mother Nature designed us for simplicity, but we've complicated everything. And when you finally stop trying to cheat the body, you'll notice something remarkable. It forgives you. No matter how long you've ignored it, it's always ready to begin again. Give it real food for a week, and it responds. Let it rest, and it heals. Take it outside, and it comes alive. The body doesn't hold grudges. It just waits for you to listen. So, remember, every habit is a vote for the person you're becoming. You can't buy vitality. You can't fake energy, and you can't hide from your biology. The body will always tell the truth quietly, patiently, relentlessly. It's not your enemy. It's your oldest ally, your most faithful friend, and your most honest teacher. And when you align your life with its rhythms, you stop fighting against nature and start moving with it. In that harmony lies real health, real strength, and real peace. You can't cheat the mind. You can distract it for a while, drown it in noise, or feed it illusions, but eventually it catches up with you. The mind is patient and merciless at the same time. It remembers every truth you try to bury and brings it back when you least expect it. You can lie to everyone else, but you can't lie to yourself forever. The mind always knows when you are living out of alignment with your own truth. It keeps a quiet record of the moments when you pretend, when you betray what you know to be right, and when you trade peace for approval. You can tell yourself that you are happy in a job you hate, that the relationship still works, that the noise in your head is normal, but deep down the mind knows. It knows the difference between real fulfillment and temporary distraction. You can scroll endlessly, chase validation, accumulate possessions, or collect achievements, but none of it silences the deeper call inside you. The mind was not built for endless stimulation. It was built for clarity, curiosity, and awareness. When you ignore those instincts, it protests. The protest might look like anxiety, fatigue, or restlessness, but it's just your mind trying to wake you up. The mind is a powerful servant, but a terrible master. When you neglect it, it turns on you. Thoughts become chaotic, emotions unpredictable, focus fragmented. Most people try to control the mind through force by suppressing thoughts, escaping into entertainment, or pretending everything is fine. But the mind can't be controlled through denial. It needs understanding, not avoidance. It needs space to breathe. It needs honesty. You can't feed your mind lies and expect peace. Every time you tell yourself a story that isn't true, you create friction inside. You know when you exaggerate to impress, when you stay silent to please, when you pursue something you don't really care about just to be seen as successful. That friction accumulates. Over time it becomes confusion, then anxiety, then despair. The cure is not more distraction, it's truth. The moment you start living in truth, even if it's uncomfortable, the mind begins to quiet down. We chase happiness through external means because we're afraid to face ourselves. But the mind can't be fooled by decoration. It doesn't care about how beautiful your house is or how many followers you have. It only cares about whether you're aligned with your values. When you act in ways that betray your deeper self, the mind creates suffering as a signal, a way to tell you, something here is false. If you listen early, the signal is gentle. If you keep ignoring it, it becomes unbearable. That's why people who appear to have everything still feel empty. Their outer success and inner reality are misaligned. Peace of mind isn't found in achieving more, it's found in desiring less. You can't cheat peace. It's the natural result of being honest with yourself. When you stop pretending, stop comparing, and stop chasing, the noise settles. Silence isn't something you force. It's what remains when you stop fighting with reality. Meditation, solitude, and reflection aren't religious practices, they're ways of cleaning the mental mirror so you can see yourself clearly again. The more clarity you have, the less confusion you carry. Your mind reflects. The quality of your inputs, what you read, watch, listen to, and think about become the architecture of your consciousness. If you consume anger, you become tense. If you consume envy, you become restless. If you consume truth, you become free. That's why it's important to guard your attention like a treasure. Every thought you allow in shapes your inner landscape. You can't expect serenity if you constantly invite chaos. The mind, like the body, thrives on rhythm. It needs periods of focus and periods of rest. Constant stimulation breaks that rhythm. We've built lives where silence feels uncomfortable because we've forgotten how to be alone with our thoughts. But solitude isn't loneliness, it's intimacy with yourself. It's the space where the mind heals. The more you practice silence, the more you discover that your mind isn't your enemy. It's simply overloaded, begging for simplicity. When you stop trying to cheat the mind, you realize it was never working against you. Its restlessness was a signal that something in your life needed attention. Its fear was a reminder to slow down. Its confusion was the cost of ignoring what you already knew. Once you face reality, and it is not as you wish it to be, the mind stops fighting. It settles into truth. That's when real wisdom arises. So be careful what you feed your mind, how you talk to it, and what you demand from it. You can't expect it to be peaceful while living a life built on noise and pretense. You can't expect clarity while hiding from truth. The mind is not a machine to be optimized. It's a living reflection of your awareness. Treat it with honesty, give it space, and it will reward you with serenity. In the end, peace of mind isn't something you earn, it's something you remember. Once you stop trying to fool yourself, you can't cheat the system, not the market, not society, not nature itself. Every system has its own laws, and those laws are indifferent to your emotions, your impatience, or your cleverness. You might find a loophole for a while, but sooner or later, the balance returns. Mother Nature has built the world on feedback loops. They may be slow, but they are perfect. You plant, you water, you wait, you harvest. Skip any step, and the field stays barren. The same principle runs through everything worth building: health, wealth, relationships, wisdom. There are no shortcuts that last, only truths that compound quietly over time. People try to cheat the system because patience feels painful. We live in an age where speed is worshipped. You can order food in minutes, get dopamine in seconds, scroll endlessly for validation. It trains us to believe that results should come as quickly as inputs. But real systems, the ones that matter, operate on nature's clock, not ours. A tree doesn't rush to grow, and yet it becomes stronger than steel. A great business doesn't bloom overnight, and yet when it does, it stands for decades. The human mind, the body, market, the ecosystem all obey the same rhythm of cause and effect. When you push against that rhythm, you don't win. You just exhaust yourself. We've been taught that cleverness can replace consistency. People want secrets, formulas, and hacks, the magic code that skips the years of work. But every hack that skips a principle comes with hidden interest. The investor who cuts corners to make a quick profit learns about risk the hard way. The entrepreneur who copies others without understanding the fundamentals collapses when the market shifts. The student who memorizes instead of understanding forgets everything once the exam is over. Nature allows temporary illusions of success, but she always collects the truth later. The invoice just takes time to arrive. The system rewards authenticity and punishes pretense. In the long run, truth compounds faster than manipulation. When you build something real, a product, a reputation, a skill, it earns trust. Trust is the ultimate currency in any system. It multiplies your opportunities without you chasing them. But when you cheat the system, you're really cheating yourself out of trust. You may fool people once, but never repeatedly. The system is too vast, and truth moves through it like water finding cracks. Eventually, it washes away anything built on deception. The system also rewards patience, because patience aligns with reality. Think of compounding, the most powerful force in finance and in life. Compounding only works with time. You can't accelerate it by force. You can only protect it, nurture it, and let it grow. The same applies to knowledge, reputation, and health. If you show up every day, make small improvements, and avoid catastrophic mistakes, the system will eventually work for you. But if you chase every shortcut, you reset your progress every time. It's like digging up seeds to see if they've grown. You can't cheat contribution either. In the long run, the system rewards those who create more than they consume. When you focus on giving value, building things that help others, solving real problems, improving the world in even a small way, the system responds with abundance. But if you take without giving, the balance sheet eventually corrects. You might gain wealth but lose reputation, gain followers but lose peace, gain speed but lose direction. The system measures everything in its own way, and the results are always fair, even if they don't feel immediate. The hardest truth to accept is that the system doesn't care about your desires. You can wish, pray, and hope, but the laws stay the same. Gravity doesn't lighten because you want to fly. Markets don't bend because you think you deserve more. Relationships don't thrive because you need them to. They thrive because you invest in them with time, care, and honesty. Once you accept that the system is neutral, you stop trying to cheat it and start trying to understand it. Understanding replaces frustration with peace. You stop asking, why me? And start asking, what law am I violating? Every action in life is a trade. You can have almost anything you want, but you must pay the price in attention, effort, and patience. When you try to get something for nothing, the system eventually takes back more than it gave. When you play fair, when you respect the laws of effort and time, the rewards often exceed what you imagined. This is how nature encourages wisdom, by making truth the most profitable long-term strategy. So don't cheat the system, learn it, respect it, align yourself with its rhythm, understand the rules so deeply that you no longer need to bend them, work with time, not against it, invest in truth, not appearance, build what lasts, not what trends, because in the end, everything temporary gets exposed, and everything genuine endures. The system never loses, it only teaches, and those who listen to its lessons don't need luck. They simply need patience, honesty, and the courage to play the long game.